And alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the self-developed YouTube channel. Beautiful people guys, how are you doing? Let's get it going. Comment below, where are you from, what time is it? Hashtag self-developed army. Haven't done a video in quite some time. That's a cap guys. I've been staying consistent Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I did go daily for the time being. For about 2 weeks time, felt like I pervaded the message. But I'll be honest, if I keep going daily guys, I'm going to run out of video ideas. There's not a whole bunch more. I mean, there are many things I can talk about, but like, it's kind of like, view it like a diagram where I'm growing and I document, right? All I'm doing, guys, these videos are just documentations, me documenting what I'm going through, what I've learned as I'm going through revelations and understanding life. So I can't, one can't outweigh the other. So I feel 3 videos a week is more realistic for myself to document organically and not just continuously repeat myself. So with that said guys, let's jump in today's video. I titled it, or believe I titled it, You May Be Single for Life. Now yes guys, that is true. You know, I've been speaking about this for quite some time. I've alluded to this many times on the channel guys, and I know this is something that is very uncomfortable for a lot of you to hear, as it was myself, you know, this idea of being single and alone for life. But guys, this is the single-handed most rewarding, euphoric, and freeing, I should say, ideology that you can possibly entertain. Now, why do I say this? Guys, growing up consciously and unconsciously as men, right, in particular, through websites, through high school, yada, 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 movies, Hollywood, we are constantly fed the idea, right, our modern world, what it does is it pushes the narrative of chasing women, right? And even I say this to an extent, right? Go get married, yada, yada, but there's context. It's all context. It's not what you do, it's who you are when you do it. Our society pushes relationships, you know, don't even think twice. Jump in and, I don't know, fornicate, do A, B, C, D. This is the woman for you. Just, it's kind of like a conveyor belt, right? And we're just like pigs for slaughter, and it's just pushing it. That's normal. And the problem with this, because on paper that doesn't necessarily sound bad, you know, I'm for relationships, right, David? Men and women, we can work well together, but why are you telling me that I need to prepare to be single for the rest of my life, or essentially get off this conveyor belt? And that, my friends, is because if you consciously or unconsciously, really it's unconsciously, put yourself on this conveyor belt of when will, right? A lot of you guys feel this as well, right? When will God send me my wife? When am I gonna meet the one? When am I gonna get into a relationship? Not only is this a very feminine quality, this is something that women fantasize about. Because you have to understand this is in a woman's blood. I'm not saying they're bad or there's anything wrong with them, but women understand subconsciously that they belong to a man, right? And if you don't believe me, that's why they have their father's last name, right? A woman will have her father's last name. She'll either stay at her father's home, it's the dad's home at the end of the day, or her husband's home. It's going to be one of the two, and women all know this subconsciously. This idea of feminism, you know, belonging to the streets, or, you know, no man, I do whatever, is false. And they know it's false. This is not something they deeply want, but it's this act of rebellion to kind of give the father the middle finger, even though they know deep down this is what they want. They want that form of security, that form of protection, that form of... It gives them a place to reside in. Where with men don't reside in their women. This is called a masculine frame. Men don't leave their frame and take their wife's last name, as an example. Now, this has nothing to do with, oh, that's sexist, that's misogynistic. No, not at all. Just from a biological perspective, men... The one role of a man is to build his frame, which is known or given to him by God, to create that garden, you could pretend, right? And then for other individuals to hop into that garden. That's why men are inventors. That's why they go to wars. That's why they create inventions, legacies. What do you think a legacy or a lineage means, right? My last name is Hammond, the Hammond bloodline. That's a masculine bloodline taken out by individuals above me, fathers above me, who have created this nest, right? So now that we understand that's what men do. Women, and I need to make this very clear, women don't seek that. That's not in their blood. That's not in their wanting. Women do not want to conquer the world. They don't want to eject their bloodline and create a frame. That is, so if this sounds a little misogynistic, no woman wants that. Women want to hop into a frame. This is what hypergamy is. This is why women date upwards. They like men who are taller, bigger, make more money, more experienced. It has nothing to do with them being gold diggers per se. It's that feminine pursuit of wanting to hop into a frame bigger than themselves, right? Where men, our frames are created or gifted by God, who is, of course, the biggest one out there, right? So, we understand this, we're all caught up to speed, right? The reason I tell you, as men, that you need to prepare to be single for life is because the only thing a man truly desires, above all things, if you really break it down to the, what do they say, brass knuckles, you really break it down and strip any political ideology, a man's sole reason he is here is to create that frame. That's it. Nothing else is guaranteed, nothing else is promised, and nothing else will truly give the man the deep satisfaction than that. Not a woman, not a wife, not any material pleasure. These things are all fleeting. They can help. They can give you a dopamine hit. But the only thing, mark my words, that a man truly cares about is creating a lineage and leaving a legacy. Now, can that happen through raising a family? Absolutely, that can be part of it. But it's much bigger than that. As men, and this is why I say you may be single for life, I may not have children. This is what a man's mission is. It is to use the DNA given to him by God, his genetic code, his genetic purpose, right? In the Bible, this is very evident. God gives a man 5 gifts, 3 gifts, 1 gift, and the one who does not use his gifts gets very shunned upon. God wants us to use our gifts. And by doing so, right, literally and metaphorically bringing the kingdom down from the heavens to earth here, that is what fulfills us as men, or that is essentially what our children are. You see, guys, I've accepted from a very young age that I may be single and have no children my whole life. This is, I'm being kind of like personal or I guess brutally honest with you guys with this. The idea of family to myself has been kind of an abstract concept. In fact, I've never seen myself, I've never had visions of myself being a grandfather or having a big family, and I know I promote this idea so heavily to you guys about marriage and family, which is, if it's in God's will, I would much rather you do that than just be degenerate. There's no question about that. But there's the other end, right? There's the married or there's the monk. You're either monk or married. And the further along this path I get down monk mode, the more I realize of how this may be it. And that's completely fine. And that's what you as a man need to truly accept. And the reason I say this to you guys is because no one else will. No YouTuber's going to tell you this. Your parents won't tell you this. Nobody will tell you this. Because very few people on the earth are truly willing to accept and go all in with God's purpose. And through that, the sacrifice is you become a martyr. And you may not have anything of this earthly realm. That may not be for you. You may be a soldier and you just go out, you bring your inventions, your ideas, which are God's inventions and ideas, to the world, and that is what fulfills you, because that's your legacy. You guys are all my children. The world is my children, right? Not in a weird, creepy way, but that's what masculinity is. It's creating the frame. So that's really it, guys. This is not something you should frown upon. It's an extremely empowering thing, because once you fully unplugged from this matrix and you've accepted the burden, it's not even a burden per se, the responsibility, the hero's call to adventure of solely serving your mission, you're in full bliss, you're in full let-go mode. And from that point, God will direct you. And to finish it here, guys, the reason I push this, narrative or perspective on you, I mean, number one, no one else will tell you this. No one, I'll be brutally honest, very few people even get to where I'm at as a man, and where I will go to, which is full submission to God, full purpose, full monk mode, full celibacy, total marriage, if that happens. I don't know if I'll have kids, I don't know. The only thing that's guaranteed is this. The reason I say this is because if you get trapped in the opposite paradigm, as far as I need this, I'm supposed to have kids, I need to have a wife or be in a relationship, you are spitting in God's face. That's like him giving you a certain plate of food, right? Which is your real purpose. And you're saying, no, I want what this person has, right? Which may not even be for you. In fact, it probably isn't for you, because if he has a plate for you in front of you, then of course that's not for you. You're doing everyone a disservice and you're screwing everything up and you're stunting the very possibility of him on that plate. Actually, you know what? There is a wife here. There is a child here. There is a family here, but that comes later. But by you forcing your own plate with your own will, which is something that I struggle with, you're spitting in his face. So get ready to be alone the rest of your life, fully serve mission, fully serve purpose, and if anything else gets added to you guys, or if it's in his will, then amazing. But that's not something you worry about. I don't get upset about this. I don't think, why me? Why don't I? No, not at all, because none of that was guaranteed. And the fact that you believed it was all guaranteed goes to show how much you've all been lied to. That's where my channel comes into play. So that is it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'll finish it here with the final plugs. If you guys are interested and would like to work with me on a personal level at anything of what we talked about in this video, creating this legacy, this purpose, this base, following God, or getting on your monk mode journey, there is always one-on-one coaching, guys. Spots are open. Book yourself a spot below. The step down is group coaching, guys. You can check our workshop of April coming up very soon, guys, in a week's time. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that. 4 1-hour calls with myself, a small group of men. I do it every month, guys, and I would strongly recommend it. Cheaper than one-on-one coaching. You guys know what's up. And finally, our third and cheapest option, this is the course. Passive online, over 3 hours long, giving you guys all the tools and resources needed to transform your lives as men. Alright, go download the free half-an-hour version below before getting a teaser, and I will finish it there. You guys can support Edge, there's with the mug. Coupon code Hammond, you guys know what's up. Let's pick up our cross, endure to the end, and whatever else is in store comes, but you really got to get your priorities straight, because if not, you are living an artificial life that will never bring you true happiness and will stunt any potential of other blessings being added to you. It's all a paradox. That was my phone that dropped. Alright, thank you guys. Check your next video, join the workshop, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, till then, much love. Peace.